So today there is the continuation of the inquiry into security concerns around Australia's national universities. Now, I want to get your thoughts on this because Peter Verghese recently warned that China could tighten the screws on international student numbers and encouraging agents not to promote Australia as a study option. Do you share those concerns?
I do. In fact, I think they're already doing this, Peter. They're encouraging parents not to send their students to Australia, and they're not really being clear why. One of their angles is to stoke security and safety concerns, which are absolutely ludicrous when you look at any of the statistics. This is one of the safest places on the planet for foreign students. So it's another angle in the economic coercion of Australia from Beijing.
So is that cause for alarm, or is it just something to think about?
I think this is the new business reality, not just for universities, but all businesses that are too dependent on the big single market of China. The market risk from China has changed, and that's because Xi, the leader of the Chinese Communist Party, has changed it. So this is the new business reality, and it really needs to drive a rethink of university business models.
Do you think the universities are doing enough to manage the threat of foreign interference?
No, I don't. And I still think there's a real whiff of complacency from them. You look at some of the submissions to this parliamentary inquiry, and they're pretty much saying they've got this. They'll say things like, we recognise the risk of foreign interference, but all the practices and relationships we have with government that we've had for some time now are all we need. That's clearly wrong. You look at the participation of Australian researchers in China's talents programs, which are all about giving research to the Chinese state security and military apparatus, and the universities seem gloriously unconcerned about this.
So what do they need to do?
Well, they need to apply some of the policies and rules they already have. You know, Australian Research Council grants have some obligations for the researchers to devote their time to the grant and not to other government programs. I don't think the universities are regulating that at all well themselves, and they need to stop calling on the government to give them comprehensive lists of technology that have security risks and start looking at what China's pursuing, high technology advantage for military purposes.
Okay, well, that hearing continues in Canberra today. Michael Shoebridge, as always, appreciate you coming in and talking about that this morning. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Peter.